Hey everybody, what's up? So I apologize if I sound a little rough. There's been something going around my work, and it's not been fun. So recently I finished watching a movie called Colossal, and it's about a woman by the name of Gloria who discovers that she has a connection with a monster that shows up in Seoul, South Korea. Now, what happens is 25 years, this is all in the start, I'm not going to ruin a lot. Um, this monster shows up out of nowhere, disappears. And in the movie later on, you see this people talking about how everybody thought it was a hoax. And really, like, it started off with only two people seeing the movie. Sorry, I have a spazzy cat over here. And never shows up after that. So we see Gloria in the future getting dumped by her boyfriend Tim, who is tired of her drinking and partying all night. She moves back to her hometown. And one of the people she meets up with is this friend of hers from school by the name of Oscar. Oscar basically runs the town bar, invites her for a drink. Well, there's a problem. Glory is a bit of an alcoholic. And he introduces her to two of his friends, Garth and Joel, who, yeah, we can figure out who Gloria likes. And so she is basically heading home after a night at the bar with them, kind of walks through this playground area and blacks out. Next thing we know, we see her waking up to a phone call from, this is the only time we hear about this too. Could have been done a little bit differently, in my opinion. Her sister, who tells her about this monster that attacks Seoul, South Korea. She calls her ex-boyfriend Tim, well, going, hey, what's going on? I'm scared. And he goes, oh, well, that happened 9 hours ago. What have you been doing? She goes, oh, just doing some stuff. So she starts looking up stuff on her phone, and at some point, Oscar comes over with the TV, and she starts watching it. And it happens a couple times, and suddenly, she's watching TV, and she notices that the creature is scratching his head. And if you pay attention, she has this kind of like nervous tick where she does this, and it starts dawning on her, maybe she has a connection with this monster. Turns out she does. Very interesting one. Um, I will say I don't. Maybe somebody could fill me in on this because it makes no sense. It shows where the connection with her and the monster comes from, and later on in the movie, you see that Oscar has a connection with the monster as well, along with another one that shows up. Not going to go into details. Not going to go spoilers. And a lot of the film, after a point, is basically Gloria dealing with her connection to this monster. But along the way, Oscar kind of seems like a jerk because Joel goes to, and I'm going to say this, kiss her, and she backs up, and Oscar is not happy about this at all. And he starts talking to her about a past relationship. He gives her the TV. He tells her, "Oh yeah, you said you wanted to work as a waitress at the bar," and she was basically blacked out drunk, so she doesn't remember. And so, he brings the futon over, stuff like this, because, trying to make sure she's taken care of. And at one point, Oscar just completely snaps, becomes a complete JO. Um, she basically shows Oscar and the two other guys how she's, the connection she figured out with the monster. Oscar figures out his connection, but they don't really show, like I said, how everything ties together in terms of what happened, why this monster shows up with a connection to her. There's kind of a scene where they show everything together with different flashbacks in between. I like the fact that they don't overuse CGI. We don't, towards the beginning, in the middle, we really don't see a lot of the monster or the other one, which I really liked because it really focuses more on the aspect of Gloria's relationship with Oscar and Tim in a way. And especially when Oscar realizes that he can take apart, he can manipulate the situation. He can manipulate her to do his bidding. You start to see that she's tired of it. He goes off on Garth, who is a minor character, but one of his friends that still shows up. He kind of thinks something's up with her and Joel, but it's not really confirmed. And at one point, Gloria just decides she's going to quit drinking, and Oscar tells her, "You better drink this." And she goes, takes it and pours it out. He's pissed. There is a lot of back and forth with the two of them, and especially how we see the way he treats people. And there's a lot of connection on who he really is with his relationships. The end of the movie, I really have to say, I really liked. It's really when they show the CGI in a larger aspect. And it's just really cool to see Gloria taking care of everything. How she decides she's just going to take control of the situation finally and finish things. Because it really seemed like she was tired of being pushed around by everybody. And sorry, I have to cover the keyboard with a blanket. Somebody's been on a pell-mell run. His camera's gotten turned off a couple times. My cat. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really great movie. And you can really see why the monster hasn't shown up for so long. You can also see like bits and pieces of why get out of there. Um, like why Tim's just a jerk. I'm sorry, not Tim, Oscar. Sorry, I got interrupted by her, and I'm not going to go back and re-record this because it's been 5 times. But I highly recommend checking out Colossal if you want to. Like I said, great movie. Lot of relationship discussion, and really how people can try to change in order not to only better themselves, but to understand how they impact their relationships with people and vice versa. That's it, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Take care.